your home can look spotless. Floors are clean, surfaces are wiped, and everything smells fresh. Yet you still sneeze, feel itchy, or struggle with allergies inside your own house. Most people blame pollen, weather, or pets. But there is one place almost everyone forgets to clean, and it silently fills the air with allergens every single day. That place is above and around your doors and walls, especially door frames, wall edges, air return paths, and the narrow ledges where air constantly moves but hands never reach. These areas don't look dirty, so they get ignored, but they collect fine dust, pollen, pet dander, and microscopic debris that directly affects the air you breathe. Allergies aren't caused by big visible dirt. They're triggered by tiny particles floating in the air. These particles settle in places where airflow is constant and cleaning is rare. Every time a door opens, air rushes past the top frame and lifts settled dust. That dust doesn't fall to the floor, it stays airborne long enough to reach your nose, eyes, and lungs. The same thing happens along wall edges and ceiling lines. Warm air rises, carrying particles upward, where they stick to surfaces you never think to clean. Over time, these areas become reservoirs of allergens. The moment air moves, the particles are released again. Another forgotten zone is light switch plates, outlet covers, and door handles. These are touched often, but rarely cleaned properly. Skin oils combine with dust and create a sticky film that traps allergens. Every touch transfers particles back into the air or onto your hands, which then reach your face. Then there are air return vents and exhaust pads. These don't blow air out like supply vents, they pull air in. That means they constantly collect dust, hair, and allergens from the room. When clogged or dirty, they redistribute those particles instead of removing them. Window tracks are another major offender. Even in homes that don't open windows often, these tracks fill with fine dust, pollen, and insect debris. When windows are opened or closed, the particles become airborne again. Curtain tops and blind headers also collect dust silently. People clean floors and wipe tables, but never look at the upper fabric edges. Yet every movement of air causes these fibers to release dust into the room. What makes this worse is how people usually clean. Dry dusting and quick wiping don't remove allergens, they spread them. Dry cloths break dust into finer particles, making them easier to inhale. This is why some people feel worse after cleaning. The fix isn't complicated, but it requires changing how you think about cleaning. Allergies improve when you clean where air moves, not just where dirt shows. Start with door frames. Use a damp cloth, not a dry one. Wipe the top edge slowly so dust sticks to the cloth instead of falling. Do this monthly, not once a year. Next, wipe wall edges and corners near the ceiling. You don't need to scrub, just remove the fine layer of settled dust. This alone can noticeably improve air quality. For switches, handles, and outlet covers, use a lightly damp microfiber cloth. These areas should be cleaned weekly because they collect oils that trap allergens. Vacuum air return vents with a brush attachment, or wipe them with a damp cloth. If you have filters, replace or clean them regularly. A dirty return vent spreads allergens evenly throughout the house. Clean window tracks with a vacuum and damp wipe. You'll be surprised how much fine debris hides there. Curtains and blinds should be vacuumed from the top down. If washable, clean them periodically. Fabric holds allergens longer than hard surfaces. Another critical step is air refresh. After cleaning these forgotten areas, open windows for a short time to allow disturbed particles to exit the house instead of resettling. If you or your family suffer from allergies, avoid scented cleaners. Fragrance adds particles to the air and can trigger symptoms. Clean air doesn't smell like anything. Once these forgotten zones are addressed, many people notice fewer sneezes, less congestion, and better sleep. The house feels lighter, even though nothing visibly changed. The reason this works is simple. You remove the source, not just the symptom. Allergies don't come from floors, they come from air. And air carries what you ignore. Most people clean what they can see. Relief comes from cleaning what you breathe. When you stop overlooking these hidden zones, your home becomes not just clean, but comfortable, and your allergies finally make sense.